Susan Ness is the head of Susan Ness Strategies. She was appointed by President Bill Clinton to serve as a commissioner of the Federal Communications Commission from 1994 until 2001. She has become a prominent advocate for women's advancement through information and communication technology. And Susan also serves as a senior fellow at the Center for Transatlantic Relations at Johns Hopkins School of Advanced International Studies. From 2005 until 2007, Susan was the founding president and CEO of Winston Media, which produced talk radio programs targeted to women, and she has been a distinguished visiting professor of communication at the Annenberg School of Communication. Please join me in welcoming Susan Ness.
Thank you so much, Charlie. And it has been just a great pleasure to get to know the CED and the phenomenal work that it does. So I congratulate you as well and everyone here. I'm honored to be here tonight to help recognize Beth Brooke and Ernst & Young, who are receiving CED's Corporate Citizenship Award. I was also delighted to be here this afternoon when Beth led a women's economic empowerment meeting, which this is an issue that is a real passion, not just for Beth, but for so many of us here in this room. Beth has used her platform to make women's issues a top priority at Ernst & Young. We've seen this in its outstanding study, Groundbreakers, its follow-up report, and in its efforts to champion women as critical to global economic growth. For Beth's leadership, Ernst & Young annually joins boards at the World Economic Forum in Davos to recognize and celebrate women's accomplishments. Beth's support of the firm's inclusiveness, mentoring, and flexibility have contributed to Ernst & Young's consistent recognition by Fortune as one of the 100 best companies to work for. Beth has succeeded in embedding corporate responsibility into Ernst & Young's strategy, which is one reason why they are receiving CED's award tonight. Notwithstanding all of her top-level responsibilities at Ernst & Young, Beth always finds the time to lend her expertise to help organizations grow. For example, she chairs the board of the White House Project, which trains and advances women in public leadership. And we serve together on the board of Vital Voices Global Partnership, which identifies and invests in emerging women leaders around the world. On a personal note, I deeply admire her, not just for her tireless dedication to women's advancement, but for her strategic focus and her ability to get things done. She knows how the game is played and how to create winning solutions. She's respected, energetic, and an effective leader who never loses sight of the good that can come from doing. So I join the CED in saluting Beth and Ernst & Young. Beth, please join me on stage.
Susan, thank you so very much, and thanks to CED, and thanks for everyone for being here tonight. Just by being here, you exemplify what this organization is all about. And Susan, I have to say, I mean, I'm so glad that the introduction of Susan was done, because she has been successful in the private sector, enormously successful in the public sector, and she is now using her platform to push change, and I see that personally for paths across in so many sectors. So, Susan, you exemplify what a citizen is, and that's what this award is about, and I'm honored to receive it on behalf of Ernst & Young. You know, that is what attracted me to CED originally. I am a trustee of CED, but I remember having lunch at Sam and Harry's in Washington with Rod Hills one day. Rod Hills is a great former chairman of the SEC and a great CED trustee. And Rod had me to lunch, looked at me across the table and said, "This is an organization you need to belong to." And I didn't know anything about CED. And I look back on how prophetic that moment was of Rod being a mentor, Rod being a sponsor, Rod saying, "This is something you need to be involved in." And then he took me under his wing and got me introduced and made me feel welcome at a time when I arguably was a pretty new kid on the block. So Rod was terrific in that respect. But what I really love is what CED stands for, which is championing things and what I saw originally was statesmen like Dave, who take it upon themselves in a CEO position or a former public servant, a former regulator, to stand for something that they care about in the public interest and to say, "I want to be involved." And it is an organization which I think is incredibly unique. Most organizations that I'm involved in, you see so much self-interest. And with CED, you see nothing but the public interest. You see statesmen coming together, using their platforms to champion issues, whether it's fiscal health or campaign finance reform or healthcare, or whatever it is that we've chosen to focus on, and really standing up and trying to do the right thing in the public interest, using their individual platforms to bring themselves together collectively to actually make an enormous difference. And so if you don't know the organization, I do encourage you to get to know it. It is truly unique and has a tremendous impact. And I've watched Don Peterson and Roger Ferguson come into their roles as co-chairs, and I have such enormous respect for them as individuals in their own right. But I will tell you, watching the thoughtfulness that they take over CED and how they guide it and what we choose to focus on is remarkable and a role model for all of us. So I'm honored to be one of its trustees, and I'm honored to be honored for the Corporate Citizenship Award tonight as part of Ernst & Young. Just very quickly, at Ernst & Young, I have to say, we don't actually think in terms of corporate social responsibility or corporate citizenship. In fact, we try not to label something like that because it tends to get sideshowed rather than being a strategic part of the organization. I can tell you though, we do wake up every morning and think about the fact that we have 150,000 people in 140 countries, and that's a strategic asset. And how you choose to use the influence of 150,000 people in 140 countries is very important. And whether you're doing it to make change in the public interest or whether you're just using it to make money are two very different things. And we do take that seriously. We try to use our competence to move things in the right direction. So we have a lot of programs, just like every organization does, very focused on education, very focused on disadvantaged children, and progressing them into universities, very focused on entrepreneurship, because we really do think that's the growth engine for the world. And so, yes, we serve entrepreneurs, but we spend a lot of time serving entrepreneurs who can't otherwise pay our bills. They're at much more of an early stage. We do think that we have unique competence to help them. So we've started things. We allow our people to go overseas and spend time in developing countries, working with entrepreneurs, to give them a sense for what that's like. Culturally and economically. We started something called Entrepreneurial Meeting Women. We focus on women entrepreneurs in all parts of the world because we think that is such an important emerging market and growth engine. But also, I think what I'm most proud of what we do is the non-programmatic decisions that we make every day. Not the programs, not engaging our people around the world every day. And I'm delighted to have the Ernst & Young colleagues tonight who spend their time so committed to what we're trying to accomplish as an organization. But it's those moments when you're speaking out about something that's unpopular because you think it's important to have a voice. We've tried to do that even when some of the companies that we serve aren't very thrilled with some positions we take, but trying to do things that is in the public interest. During the financial crisis, watching what was going on behind the scenes when everybody wanted to change the accounting rules midstream in order to hide the ball, and being part of a profession that tried to stand strong to say, no, you can't do that. So that's not in the public interest for investors. Taking strong stances on, a single set of accounting standards, taking strong stances on this Greek debt crisis and the sovereign issues in Europe, and trying to stand strong on what is the right thing for investors to know, what is the transparent thing, and playing by a fair set of rules. But I have to say, I remember talking to Charlie when, in the midst of the economic crisis a few years ago, and saying, there's a discussion that's not happening. It's this discussion about the groupthink that was occurring, the groupthink that had led to dangerous decisions being made, and saying, why isn't anybody talking about diverse perspectives and the need for more diversity around decision making? Where is that conversation? We're debating Dodd-Frank, we're debating corporate governance, but we're not talking about diverse perspectives making better decisions. And that's when we developed the kindred spirit focused on the importance of diverse perspectives in decision making. It is when we as an organization at Ernst & Young launched into something we've cared about for years, which is diversity, but really launched into our efforts around having reports to issue at Davos, holding receptions at Davos, focused on celebrating the women at Davos, that wants to poke a finger in the eye about the fact that there were so few women at Davos and draw attention to them. But just sort of going on a mission to elevate a conversation that we had cared so passionately about, that we saw a moment in time where we could really move forward. So, why do we do those things? You focus on your moments for levers of change, and that's what I think everybody in this room is, as we all think about what we do, is to use our platform, to think about what strategic assets we have, and then to use them for good, use them in the public interest, and to think about issues that are bigger than ourselves. So I go back to Susan, I go back to CED and the purpose and what everybody in this room is committed to, and it is really using our platform to make a difference in a better way. I know that at Ernst & Young, anytime you get an honor, it inspires you to question why you got it and to commit yourself to do more. I think it's always interesting. I'm reminded when I go into receptions like we had tonight, people walk up to you and say, what do you do? Think about how you answer that question. What do you do? We all do the typical, well, I'm so-and-so, and I work for so-and-so, and I'm this and that. And a couple of years ago, I just started with people say, well, what do you do? Look back and say, not enough. And I think that's sort of a way to think about what we all do, because there's so much challenge that CED is committed to, that we all just sort of do nothing. Thank you very much for listening.